What's going on, guys? Welcome back to All That MMA. Today, we're going to be very optimistically building an international fight week card. I think I've done pretty well at being kind of not over the top, but like there's some good fights on here which I think could maybe happen, and I hope they do happen. So let's just see. We'll get straight into it right now. As you've probably seen from me doing that intro, the first fight here, McGregor versus Holloway 2. McGregor and Holloway, they want to fight each other again. Max used to call for the rematch and then didn't for a while, and then now has. He recently put out a video saying that he would like the rematch. I want to see this rematch. It's a great striking fight. Oh, McGregor's not going to come back. Don't be like hopeful McGregor coming back. I'm pretty sure he will come back. I think he's ready to come back. I think he's back in training properly, sorting himself out. He'll be there for International Fight Week, whether it's against Max Holloway or someone like Jorge Masvidal. Apparently that's not an option though. I thought it was. So I'm not really sure who they'll do, but I think this will be a pretty good fight. In terms of weight class, I put welterweight out there because McGregor's not going to come down to 155. And I don't think Max really cares about the weight class. Max is bigger than him regardless. Maybe not in terms of overall mass, but in terms of height, he's bigger than him. It's like 5'11 to 5'9. McGregor says he's a tall 5'9, so maybe a 5'10. I wonder if this event will be UFC 330. I kind of just put it up there and I made this whole like graphic myself. I'm making the best graphics in the game, I can't lie. But yeah, I think this will be a great fight. McGregor Holloway 2. Bro, run it. McGregor, of course, like, he's a great striker. These guys fought once before. I'm certain this fight will not go to the ground in a rematch. I don't think either of them care enough to do that. I think they'll want to entertain if it's the main event of International Fight Week. They're both fantastic strikers. Two of the best the UFC's ever seen. I know McGregor hasn't fought in 5 years, but like, it's still going to be an exciting fight. McGregor closer to the end of his career than Holloway. Holloway's still a top elite level fighter. Of course, lost to Charles, but no one else in the UFC is ever going to grapple Max like that. I think Max can literally get up from every other person. Again with McGregor has grappling, but I think Max Holloway being in the game compared to McGregor being out of the game, coming back into training and then fight once. Well, Max has been fighting. He's got way more power up in weight classes. I think this could be a very exciting fight to watch in the big 2026, and I'd like it to be the International Fight Week 2026 main event. Alright, now, in terms of co-main event, I've got a couple of ideas. This one is Dern versus Weili to have a women's title fight there, because of course they would put that under the main event, like they did for Pimblett Gaethje. Pimblett Gaethje was interim. I know McGregor Holloway's not for anything, but still, they're going to put Nunes Harrison underneath it. So I think they could do that. Or Charles Oliveira versus Paddy Pimblett. You know, how are you going to even say Paddy Pimblett deserves the BMF belt? I do think the UFC would do this kind of fight with the matchmaking run they've been on recently. Dana White would be like, in a badass fight, Justin Gaethje, man. And we'll just let Hunter Campbell and McMahon or Sean Shelby put this fight together. I wouldn't mind it. I literally wouldn't mind it. It keeps Pimblett in like the title conversation. If he somehow beats Charles Oliveira, that's another old man he's beaten, plus a legend in Charles Oliveira. He'll have the BMF belt. He's a scouser. Doesn't get knocked out. Not getting knocked out by Justin Gaethje is a pretty common thing these days. He's not pillar-fisted, of course he's not, but he's one of those fighters that does damage rather than just getting clean knockouts these days. Charles Oliveira obviously coming off a win over Max Holloway, who's literally like one rank underneath him. But I think this would be a perfect co-main event, man. If they want to stack a card. They could also do like Pimblett versus BSD or Pimblett versus Ahmed Sarukian. But who wants to see those fights? I don't want to see it. Of course, you'd do this fight at lightweight. They're both top 5 lightweights, I want to say. Maybe Pimblett's 6th. They could even do Paddy Pimblett versus Dan Hooker to settle that little bit of beef they have. I think Dan Hooker's overall maybe a better striker than Pimblett in terms of like his defensive striking. I guess Paddy could just take him down and sub him. Dern versus Weili. I mean, just give Weili the shot of getting a belt back. I know the performance against Shevchenko was terrible. She's such a small person. I couldn't do anything against Shevchenko. Shevchenko made it boring as hell. UFC 322 was a perfect card of him until the main and co-main. Dern, of course, stands a chance, but I'd say Weili would get a belt back in this fight. Everyone would kind of love that, I guess. I could see Pimblett versus Oliveira being a super fun fight. I think the fight would go to the ground, but how well would Oliveira be able to hold Pimblett down? Like, we haven't really seen the extent of Pimblett's grappling. Pimblett says he's got really good grappling, but with Oliveira's like the best jiu-jitsu practitioner the UFC's ever seen, and probably will see for a long, long time. If I was to make a prediction for a fight like this, I'd probably say like Oliveira by finish. I don't think someone like Pimblett or anyone else in the division, apart from like Sarukian, has like the submission defense that Max Holloway has. Somehow Max Holloway just goated and didn't get finished by the number 1 finisher in the UFC history. Number 1 submission specialist in UFC history. That's kind of crazy. That's a stat. I didn't finish Max. That's my goat right there. Depends how stacked they want to make the card. Either of these two would be like solid co-main events, I guess. Right, let's move on to a couple of the feature bouts I want to do. Oh yeah, I haven't made a graphic for people that say if they want to do that fight. Ready to do this, that he's gonna go down, gonna go up, not down, to light heavyweight. I think they should give him Alexander Rakic. Dvida is on a 2-fight losing streak. Rakic is on like a 3-fight losing streak. Match them against each other. You get Dvida in the rankings if he wins. Dvida is also fucking huge. He's a huge middleweight. I think Rakic is actually shorter than him. I think Rakic might be like 6'1", if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Rakic is kind of terrible. Do you guys like this graphic shot? I think it's sick. I think Rakic is he's not terrible, but he's being just bested in all his fights. It's like he doesn't want to be there. It's like he just quits. But yeah, Dvida getting up to light heavyweight. I would have made like a Robert Whittaker fight for like maybe like Rakic Whittaker, but Whittaker said he's fighting in July, I'm pretty sure. That might be in like Abu Dhabi or something. They love him out there. They absolutely love him out there. I want to see how well Dvida does up at that weight class. He is big. Like, I think that's the number one factor that's going to carry him through this weight class if he does do well is his size. His pure size. So yeah, an Alexander Rakic fight could be perfect for him. A loss for Rakic means they could probably cut him from the UFC, realistically. He did so well for like such a short period of time where Rakic was just a marauder at light heavyweight and then he just flopped badly throughout his last few fights in the UFC. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good featured fight on a main card, especially a McGregor card. They usually stack him with crap, like Apex jobbers. I'm pretty sure I'm missing out a fight here, which is stupid. I think I've only done actually like 4 proper fights and talked about different options for a couple of the fights. But here's another fight. Kavanagh versus Royval. This fight needs to happen. Kavanagh is now a top-ranked flyweight. Royval's up there too, but Royval hasn't been on the best run recently. Lost the last few in a row. Give Kavanagh a chance to maybe beat him. Propel himself high up into those flyweight rankings. Kavanagh obviously coming off the great win over Moreno. Not many people picked him. I picked him. British bias 100%, but I don't care. Yeah, just run it. I think Kavanagh's got a really good shot of beating him. Especially being slammed up by Charles Johnson. Winning against Moreno. Winning against Royval. Another win against someone else. And then he probably gets a title shot. If Kavanagh wins, maybe he fights the loser of Van versus Tatsuro Taira. That could be a sick fight. I didn't realise how short this video was actually going to be. But I did just want to build the card quickly. Like, I'm not one of those guys who's going to sit there and break down a fight, technically, if it's not even going to happen. We'll go from the main event again. Holloway McGregor 2, I think it's a fantastic main event. It'd be good. Then they could either do Dernway Lee or Oliveira Pimblett. Like, either of those fights would do, I guess, for a co-main event. Of course, MMA fans would want to see this one more than this one. Pimblett St. Denis, if they want to do like McGregor Holloway 2, Dernway Lee, and then this fight is like the feature fight. Then you do Dvida Rakic, and then you do Royval Kavanagh. That could be a pretty bad card. It would be better than the last few international fight weeks, I guess. 317 was actually really good. But like 303 last time McGregor versus Chandler was meant to happen. Then it was just saved by Pereira Prohaska 2. I think the whole card was actually just pretty mid in general as well. Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent card. McGregor Holloway 2, Dernway Lee. Then you do Pimblett St. Denis. Or co-main event of this. Then you do Dvida Rakic, Kavanagh Royval. I think that'd be a pretty stacked card. Obviously not done any prelims, but you could probably chuck some lower ranked guys and lower ranked women's fights on there. It could be a pretty good card if the UFC actually want to put effort into it. But there's so many cards back to back that are just all stacked. There's not really much you can put on cards right now in terms of like exciting fights. I think these are some exciting fights though. You can't tell me you wouldn't watch this. I want to see Holloway get a win over McGregor. I wanted to just build a quick card. I'll probably do a fight companion this weekend for I decided Piper. If you haven't watched my picks video, go watch it right now. And then yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe. Peace!